What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I am going to be demoing one of the new shades from Give Beauty. This is the Dewyplump Collagen Cheek Tint. I do have the shade Hibiscus, which is a mauve tone. I also did pick up two of the new Dewyplump Collagen Lip Gels. I have the shade Peony and Purple Iris. So I don't know if you could kind of see that here. We are just going to demo them. I'm going to, share some information about how much it costs, all of that good stuff, let you guys know what I think of the products. Before we jump into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. And let's go ahead and get into like this first impressions of the new cheek tints by Give Beauty. All right, you guys, as I mentioned, I have the shade Hibiscus, which is mauve. This is the new Give by Gwen Stefani Dewyplump Collagen Boosting Cheek Tint. Now, I have tried this out already off camera. These retail for $26. There's 6 shades. So these are radiant finish. It says plumping, hyaluronic acid, medium coverage liquid formula, a collagen supporting cheek tint that lasts all day is pretty much the claims. What I will say, there is no feeling to this or the glosses. The glosses does not even have like a minty feeling. I think it just gives you like that juicy plump look, but it's not really a plumping formula. So I do want to say that. What I also noticed about these are, I'm just going to swatch it for you. I feel like they're nice sheer to medium coverage, as you can see. And again, this is the cheek tint. I feel like these are definitely more toned down. So we do know the Rare Beauty, the Juvia's Place, there are some brands that have liquid blushes that are extremely pigmented. That is not the case with these. So if you are more of a sheer to medium coverage girl, if you don't like how pigmented the Juvia's Place ones are, then I think these would definitely be right up your alley. And while we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the lip. So I noticed that each cheek tint has a matching color lip gel. Again, the lip gels are not plumping. They are not minty or they don't burn or anything. I just think, like I said, it gives you that juicy look without the plump, the actual effect of like a plumping gloss. So this middle shade is Peony, and this is Purple Iris. So I've also already used these over the weekend, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what lip combo I did. But let me go ahead, do my face. I have primed, so the primer has been sitting for a while. I went in my T-zone with the Milk Pore Eclipse mattifying primer, and then on the perimeter I just used the e.l.f. Power Grip with niacinamide. So I'm going to go ahead and apply foundation, and then we will get into the cheek tint. All right, you guys, so this is the shade Hibiscus. Again, it is a mauve tone. So like I mentioned, they did come out with 6 shades. Each one retails for $26, so I don't feel like that's bad. As you can see, just from me applying it directly to the face, there is some sheerness to it. I feel like because it is a little sheer, it's going to look a little patchy. I feel like this is a nice buildable formula. I wish I would have gotten the orange shade. It's called Marigold, the orange one. Or if I would have picked up Peony or Purple Iris as one of my first shades. But I feel like a mauve tone for me is a nice everyday wearable shade. So that's kind of why I picked this one up first, just to see how I like it, how I feel about it, before picking up any more. So I do still feel like you see a little bit of my skin peeking through. So you guys, this is what the skin looks like before I set. So I went in, I'm just trying to clean up the bronzer. I went in with Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in the shade number 10. I do have shade 8 if I want like a more highlighted look, but this is just shade 10 by itself. For cream bronzer, I went in with this BFF Pink Honey Bronzing Face Frosting. This is in the shade Ganache, and I picked this up from Beauty Bay. But as you can see, just me blending out that concealer, the cream blush is definitely it definitely died down a lot. So like I said, this is a sheer formula. I did not try this over powder. I can go ahead and try it today just to see how it would look, if it will ruin the makeup. But I feel like, again, this is for those that, if the Juvia's Place cream or liquid, shall I say, if the Juvia's Place liquid blushes were too pigmented for you, if Rare Beauty is too pigmented for you, then I feel like these are definitely going to be more up your alley, like that more natural, everyday, everyday wear. That is what Give Beauty's cheek tints are giving me. So let me go ahead and set my concealer. I did this little combo the other day. I used my Made by Mitchell Sunlight palette, and I first went in with this lighter shade to set my under eye. Like, so I did this pressed powder first, then I went in with my Chanel loose powder, and I feel like everything just looked beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that again today. You can kind of see the difference. So this is the Chanel Natural Finish Loose Powder. I do have mine in the shade number 30. And I picked this up from Ulta. So the face is set. So again, as you can see, you don't really see much of that cheek tint from Give Beauty. Now I'm going to set the perimeter of my face. I always also go in with a pressed powder around the face. This is the new packaging for the Sephora Micro Smooth. So I found this in store. This is the old packaging here. So they pretty much look the same. This is the new one, so the sticker on the back of it is different. I did pick up the shade 35. I had the shade 35. What I will say, the only difference that I noticed, in the old packaging, you only got 7 grams of product. In the new one, you get 8 grams of product. So you get a little bit more product in the new packaging than the old one. Again, that was the only thing that I noticed. So I'm just going to take shade number 35 and just kind of set the rest of the face. All right, you guys. So this is me trying to apply the liquid blush or cheek tint over a set face. I personally did not like it. I feel like it looked very splotchy. It just didn't blend cohesively like I would have liked it. So I would honestly prefer to use this under, like, you know, when I'm doing all of my creams and liquids. That is how I would prefer it. And then to give life back into the face, I would just go over it with a powdered blush like I always do anyway. Yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. All right, so I feel like this side doesn't look as bad. I don't like it though over powder. It didn't separate or do anything weird. I just don't like it. So I'm gonna go in with mauve. This is actually Hibiscus Haze by Haus. So I did pick up this shade, and I am just gonna go over top of that powder. I'm sorry, over that cream. Alright, you guys, so this concludes today's makeup look. As you saw for lip liner, I went in with Endless Cacao by Makeup Forever. I went in with the shade Purple Iris first, and then over top I went in with the shade Peony. So what I love about these glosses, it just gives you this juicy look to the lips, but there's no tingling, there's no minty sensation, there's none of that. I love that. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the plumping effects from plumping glosses. I do have some from Fenty, like the Fenty Heat, and I have one shade from the NYX Duck Plump. As you can see on camera, I don't reach for those often in my lip combos, and I also don't reach for them off camera as much. So I really love the juicy effect that it gives the lips, but it's not necessarily actually plumping. As far as the cheek tint goes, like I mentioned, these are sheer to medium coverage. I feel like these are more for the girlies that do just concealer or like a very sheer skin tint. This is right up your alley. I feel like, again, as I mentioned, if the Juvia's Place liquid blushes or Rare Beauty liquid blushes are too pigmented for you, then this is your go-to. I probably will pick up maybe 2 more shades just to have them. But if you pick up anything, it would honestly be the glosses, I would say. I think the glosses are truly going to be my go-to. This one is going to be more for the days where I'm not trying to go so heavy. I feel like mauve tones on tan to deeper skin tones, it's a nice everyday wearable blush, as opposed to me putting on like pink blush every day or orange. I feel like that mauve tone is something that I can get away with on an everyday basis. But I also will say I did not like it when I applied it over my powdered face. I feel like that's when I kind of noticed a little patchiness, or it just wasn't blending well for me. So I'm glad that I was able to somewhat save the makeup look. I still feel like I could see the difference. I feel like I bought the blush up too high up on this side. So that's a user error when it comes to the blush. But overall, I think everything looks good for the most part. So yeah, you guys, that is it. Like I said, if you want something, little pinch of color, sheer to medium, then I would say check the cheek tint out. But if I would recommend anything, I really do like the glosses. I like the pigmentation of them. Now, granted, because it is a gloss, it is going to transfer. You are not going to get much long wear out of a gloss, but I do think that they are very beautiful. I just personally, pigmented colors like this, I cannot wear them alone. But I think that they are gorgeous, and they are nice, thick formula. They are not like, they're not sticky to where it's too much. So, yeah, that's my take. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.